is to me, who hold the key to make Waqf dynamic, because the ijtihad is with the institution of fatwa. Mufti has suggested that the first institution that we have to move is the Mutawalli institution, because the responsibility has been entrusted to the Mutawalli. And I will continue, my brothers and sisters, with the risk, and we'll be looking at the risk management in Waqf administration. Okay, so as also mentioned by Prof. Humayun, that Waqf is very important. Waqf is our power, Waqf is our security, and Waqf is our future. That is the reason why having the young leaders in this hall is very, very important. Because we're going to take this and we're going to continue to lead the torch and bring the torch, and you have to pass this pattern from one generation to generation, because that is the sunnah that we have received from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from the companion. As you can see, the Waqf of Sayyidina Osman can be enjoyed, can be seen, and it is evidence, and it remains standing from just dates plantation to hotel nowadays. So if you visit Makkah and Madinah, not to forget to visit and witness the standing of Al-Kaab. Why? Because Sayyidina Omar said that Waqf has to be perpetual. And we're going to see how and what are the challenges of perpetuality in Waqf. So nowadays, Islamic social finance is no more confined to traditional approaches of crowdfunding or fundraising. It is about how to maximize the benefits of the assets through investment, and we protect and conserve the aim, the subject matter of the Waqf, and we distribute the manfaat to a wider scope of the society. So if you look at the new expectation, it is not about collection of Waqf and distribution of Waqf, but it is about generating the income from the Waqf so that we can get the highest benefit, highest profit possible, so that we can distribute this benefit to more circle of members in the society. And now we cannot put aside the development of technology, the development in artificial intelligence. You have heard about blockchain, but we have to use all this technology, take all the opportunities that this technology has to offer. And now it is about how to maximize the potential of Waqf. Alright, so in the first layer of the figure or the chart, you can see that is actually the traditional picture or scenario in Waqf, where you have individual donor who is a waqif, who want to dedicate his land, because the old belief is that when you want to make Waqf, it must be something which is permanent in nature, with the iron, okay? But, and the appointment of a mutawalli, who probably is another person, who is probably the chairman of the mosque, who is probably the head of the village. And from that, the mutawalli will distribute the manfaat from the mawquf to the common circle of beneficiaries, which is sometimes come from our family members or our religious institution, masjid, madrasah. Okay, so we want to move and we want to go to And in the practice of contemporary Waqf, we have set a new Waqf ecosystem. Okay, our donors, our Waqf is no more confined to any individual, but it may come from an institution. If we can tap the corporate players, okay, a bank to be the donors, the Waqf, a cooperative to be the Waqf. The volume of Waqf that we can collect is, of course, more. And the subject matter of Waqf now has moved also to another level. It's no more confined only to land or building on land. It's moved with the recognition of cash, money, as a subject matter of Waqf. We have also recognized, for example, in Malaysia, that royalty, okay, that you receive from composing a song, it should be Syariah compliant song. Okay, jewelry, time, services has been recognized to be the subject matter of Waqf. It can be the subject matter of Waqf. So it is no more confined to land. If we stick to the tradition of Waqf where only land and building can be the subject matter of Waqf, I can imagine. Okay, I do not know what is the scenario in Pakistan, but in my country, probably only my children can donate land or properties. But I do not know whether my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren would be able to participate, because in the future, what we may have probably a less ownership of property. Okay? So the recognition of a new form of Mawquf, or the subject matter of Waqf, is very important. So if you are a lawyer and you normally charge 100 ringgit per hour, so you can use that either on Waqf time or your expertise as a Waqf. You don't have to collect the fee. It is part of the Waqf. And if now when we look at how the mutawali has to generate the income, so this is where I think a synergy, a collaboration between Waqf and Islamic banking, Islamic finance is very important. And from the perspective of a lawyer, my field, I could see now lawyers must be creative in order to develop or to come up with agreement in a form of e-contract, in a form of e-agreement. Okay, and also the beneficiaries now also come from different type of beneficiaries. It's not only one singular person who is poor, but it could be an institution like a hospital, okay? So school, university, so we have to have a different target. So now we have a new Waqf ecosystem where it is not only about creation and distribution, but we have to move about how to maintain and add value to the Waqf property. And for that we have to develop and we have to provide financing. And there will be rules relating to Islamic jurisprudence that need to be assisted by our fatwa institution or our Muslim jurists, and we have to talk about investment, and of course it's a new perspective of Waqf. Okay, so now we come to risk mitigation. These are commonly recognized by many experts that when you want to provide risk management, then of course you have to identify the risk. You have to analyze. You have to think of how to reduce the risk or how to transfer the risk, how to avoid the risk. Then we have to plan, and we can regulate, we can control the risk. So that is part of the process of risk management. Okay, and the most common risk is in my country, because we don't have, not all states have their specific law on Waqf, so by not having a comprehensive law of Waqf, so it requires from time to time development of Waqf principle through fatwa. So we need to collaborate, we need to work with the Islamic institution. Okay? Then only we can further recognize the legal provision and come up with a comprehensive status law pertaining to Waqf. Reputational risk. This is very common. When we mention about Waqf, people will always think about mismanagement of money, mismanagement of trust fund. So how we can reduce this reputation, how we can avoid, how we can minimize, to get rid of this reputation. So there must be a plan, and we have to sit down and give a deep thought on how to minimize it. We don't have the time to discuss in detail, but I'm just sharing on what we should and try to do. And of course, coming back to what was mentioned by our Mufti, we talk about human resource. Okay, so when we appoint the Mutawali, we must make sure that we have a program, training, to assist the Mutawali so that they can be the most trusted person, so that the reputation of Waqf is positive. Okay? And last but not least, I want to mention about lack of awareness. So this is also among the risks. Okay, they don't aware about the importance of Waqf, and we look at Waqf in a very traditional way. So we have to move. We have to move from this perspective, and we have to look and make Waqf as a third economic sector. So we move Waqf, and Waqf is the one that provides infra to the people. So it assists Waqf infrastructure to the people. Right. So I'm not going to go into this detail because in Malaysia we always take into our main agenda about the legal risk. Okay, because we are a federal state government and there will be issues where we have dual court systems. So if it is not really properly termed and understood as Waqf, if you have any dispute, your case might go to a civil court being judged by a civil court judge who may not understand what is actually the true concept of Waqf. Okay. Alright, so these are the part of the reputational which I mentioned, and I hope that all of us can have a look and think, and I strongly believe that when we talk about lack of funding, that is one of the important issues or problem in Waqf management or Waqf institution. So this is where we really need the government to contribute to assist us. But we can't just wait for the government. We can always start somewhere. It could be top down or it could be bottom up. Okay, so let's come up with Waqf master plan. Let's co-create. Okay, let's strategize. We know that Waqf can work together with Zakat. So we may engage whatever opportunities that are available, inshallah. Okay? So what are the challenges? The challenges is basically, I'm talking about risk management. So who's going to take this? Who's going to take the responsibility? So I don't really have solid answer, but from legal perspective, okay, perhaps the minimum that we can offer, is to have a clear term of reference for Waqf, to have a clear drafting of contract for Waqf, to have a clear regulation of Waqf. Issue and inshallah at the end of the day we can come up with a good comprehensive law on Waqf. Okay? So I would take since I have already put some proposal with regard to law, I would like to take on the adoption or employment of technology and artificial intelligence or Islamic things, and whatever you call it, as part of our main agenda to develop Waqf. In order to bring Waqf to another level, we have to move and we have to be at par with the development, especially development related to Islamic finance. So Waqf should be at par with development of Islamic finance. Okay, so with that note, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Madam, for such an illuminating speech. Now, moving to our next keynote speech of today, we would like to invite Dr. Kabir Hassan from the University of New Orleans, USA. And the title of his speech is Waqf Institutions in Financing for Human Development. He's going to be joining us online for his speech. So please, audience, welcome Dr. Hassan in your huge round of applause.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You see the background, I'm sitting next to a civic. It's not really a civic, it's the background of my university, but I'm sitting in a hotel room in Bahawalpur. So it's very early morning here. Anyway, let me start my presentation. But before I do, my two great speakers before me have spoken in different aspects of Waqf. And I'm sure what I'm going to say, half of it has been done, said in many different ways, but I want to innovation in cash Waqf for the purpose of human development in the Muslim world. But before I do this, so let me start with why we need Islamic social finance. And you know, Islam, poverty has been taken very seriously. Islamic principle of poverty reduction are based for justice and belief in Almighty Allah. In defining poverty, Islam relates poverty as a state where an individual fails to fulfill 5 basic human requirements of life as religion, physical self, intellectual knowledge, and wealth. So Islamic economy also identifies individual difference among people. Individual potential could vary from person to person because each person is endowed with different kinds and levels of human abilities. So even the individuals that provide equal opportunities, economic status of two individuals not equal. Therefore, poverty cannot be elevated simply through income redistribution, like they do in socialism, or ensuring equitable opportunities for all. When you look at in the macro sense, so what is a poverty alleviation strategy in Islam? And you need to understand this in order to understand how you can use Waqf or other Islamic social finance tools to improve the human capital human stock in the Muslim world. So there are some positive measures the government at the macro level has to do. The government has to be representative, honest, not corrupt. They have to look at the income growth. They have to look at the functional distribution of income and create equal opportunity for everyone. So once you do this, there has to be some preventive measure. Should not be concentrated on the few hands or the few classes of the society. And there has to be prevention of malpractice and reduction of corruption. So once you do positive measure, preventive measure, it's clear that people left as a mentioned opening slide. Take other courts, so Islam, Zakat is a compulsory transfer. So one of the 5 fundamental pillars of Islam. And there are other common transfers like charity, Waqf. This is the subject, the topic of my discussion today, and then has to also stay responsible. So we already know different dimensions, Zakat, Bill and Waqf. I'm not going to spend time on it. But Zakat is a mandatory thing, and Waqf is a voluntary thing. Now, how does the role of philanthropy or Waqf in general translate into Islamic economy? We believe carrying out fulfills the maqasid of Sharia, there is hadith. When a man dies, all his acts come to an end, but three, regarding charity, knowledge, or a pious offspring fulfills for him. So the work of structure provides an ability to obtain the favor of Allah by fulfilling his three aspirations simultaneously. So in the Quran, financial giving for charity, so increases spending in heart, and that translates into financial giving for charity, increases consumption, cost-effective terms. So increases donation that increases the aggregate expenditures, and in an aggregate demand supply framework, it also increases the national income. An Islamic principle also described in wastage, and the work of institution can come forward to limit wastage for private and public sectors closing the resource gap. Where the Islamic non-profit sector can increase potential GDP, invest in profit and offshoring commercial ventures to reach capital stock levels and therefore raise GDP, and participate in the non-profit sector will result in healthier and more educated and productive level growth. So therefore, a Waqf institution will add value in the form of an effective social safety net for the poor. Now the low level of trust, as mentioned before me, results in low level of giving in Muslim countries, not the data is all, but it's indicative 0.5% or about $2 billion in 2000, the GDP of Turkey goes to giving. People distrustful in general and prefer to give charity directly to the beneficiaries instead of to an organization. Same phenomenon has been observed in Pakistan and other states. Education and introducing professionalism into governance and business can bring public trust. Now, originally from Bangladesh, there is a huge work of state in Bangladesh, most of it is Waqf. I just want to give you a prominent example of the University of Dhaka that has been built on Waqf land and that has educated majority of the intelligentias and people in Bangladesh as well. Now, when we talk about Waqf specifically, so what is the definition? One of the co-authors, Magdal Muslim, said the appropriation of or any property from private home, dedication of its use to charitable purposes. And Waqf would be movable or immovable. But there are some rules of Waqf, irrevocability. Once the cash Waqf is created by the founder, the Waqf cannot be revoked by the founder. Though the founder can get benefit from the profit generated, it has to be perpetual. The moment the Waqf is created in a sustainable manner, and it has to be inalienable. Once money is created in Waqf, no one can ever become the owner to eliminate it. So, confinement of money from the founder and dedication of his rich work according to the founder's permission in perpetuity to the welfare of society. And the history goes to the Ottoman Empire. Cash Waqf is an Islamic social finance tool, an institution which was first introduced at the time of Ottoman. It has been said the first cash Waqf during the Ottoman Empire was established by Haji Muslim in agreeing for to dedicate 10,000 akçe, the monetary currency at that time, and some shops in 1423 to pay 3 employees 1 akçe per day for reciting Quran at the mosque. So what are the modus operandi of cash Waqf? You already know, a charitable institution or cash Waqf financial institution can appoint itself a trustee to select an specified community for their activity to start with. Then that person, that cash Waqf institution, invests those funds, and whatever the return that is being generated is being used for manfaat, we call this manfaat for the beneficiaries. Now, is Waqf the same as Sadaqah and Zakat? Of course not. Zakat is Sadaqah is voluntary, but Waqf has a long-term impact on the socio-economic development in the economy and in the form specifically of human capital development. Now, emotion of human capital development has evolved over the decades. In the 1980s, a paradigm shift in this figure was observed, where only not the monetary value of GNP is an indicator of human development. And the great Pakistani economist and Professor Dr. Hawk came up with Human Development Index in 1990s, where the first Human Development Index was published to show the different dimensions of human life, not only the monetary aspect of it. Now, since 2000, the government, civil societies, multilateral organizations, the challenge faced is to achieve progress in human development in its totality, and some countries have formulated fiscal and tax policies to achieve it. And following that tradition, we also have seen the Millennium Development Goals and most recently SDG goals that has been adopted by the United Nations, and many countries including Pakistan and every Muslim country OIC is following that tradition. So there is no doubt that over the years progress in development is evident in many aspects, but it isn't enough. Now, how much progress has been made in human development? For instance, the total number of deaths among children and young adolescents yesterday has been dropped by 56% from 14.2 million in 1990 to about 6.2 million in 2018. However, it is also reported that still one child or young adolescent died every 5 seconds in 2018. It also, the 600 million people live below the USD $1.90 a day poverty line, and it jumped to 1.3 billion when measured by the Monetization Development Monetary Dimensional Poverty Index according to the report 2019. And of course, COVID-19 has the poverty gap, and now we need to do double the work. Now, cash out of funds for the human development example countries, the council example, and I'm going to do a number of innovations that has been done in the next few slides. I have a paper that highlights practice of cash out of various parts of the world. We observe that these countries have used cash worker for human development related purposes. In example, in Bahrain, cash worker has been used for human capital development, Islamic finance, research and collaboration with other nations development. I'm talking about the BIDF. In Indonesia, it is been used for healthcare, establishing hospital in Lumah Sihab. Therefore, we could do inpatient and outpatient services, including surgery, intensive care units, providing healthcare service free of charge for the poor, football care for adequate health care, and this hospital serves more than 50,000 patients a year. We also have an example of education, but if you look at it from the multilateral perspective, for the base of no Islamic development is there in 2008, WW2001, but they have called EPIF, and EPIF uses the model of Waqf in order to help facilitate the member countries to develop their Waqf properties. Now, here I'm going to talk about a number of development innovations that has been used in various parts of the Muslim world. We have the Waqf share scheme, compulsory cash Waqf scheme, mobile Waqf, corporate Waqf, Waqf Takaful, cash Waqf institute, cash Waqf deposit product, my Waqf initiative, Waqf fund model for education, and Waqf unit trust. So Waqf share scheme, how does it work? It has been successfully practiced in Malaysia, Indonesia, Kuwait, and UK. And a specified institution appointed by the government can establish the scheme and become the Mutawali. The appointed trustee will use Waqf shares and different values, and the shares the donor for a specific. The donors can buy the shares according to their affordability. The donors will receive cash Waqf certificates as evidence of purchasing the Waqf shares, the specified amount for the specified project, and the amount collected from the sale of Waqf shares will be managed by the trustee in terms of the investment of the funds, and the revenue generated from the investment will be used for financing the specified projects. Number two, compulsory cash Waqf scheme, and that has been practiced in Singapore. And how does it work? Muslim employees' salaries are deducted to the on board, Singapore National Social Security Organization. Monthly contributions of between $1 and $7 are made by Muslim employees, and the amount of deduction depends on Muslim employees' monthly gross salary, of course. The salaries of Muslim employees are automatically deducted from automatic check, whatever the salary is deducted by the employer, and channeled to the CPF, with the Muslim Agama Islam Singapore as the collecting agent, and the collected amount is used to finance charitable purposes such as building and maintaining mosques, funding educational programs and centers. Then the example of mobile Waqf model that is practiced in Malaysia. Founders and donors create cash Waqf by sending a coded SMS to a designated server number to deduct a certain amount from their airtime to the Waqf trustee. And the amount of the different contributors invested to Musharaka investment, and the revenue generated is then distributed in a pre-agreed profit sharing ratio agreed between the telecommunication company to recover operating costs and Waqf trustees in the specified charitable areas. Then we have the example of corporate cash Waqf. So the first founder, either a private or public corporation known as the mother corporation, main founder will establish associated Waqf as a trustee, and the main founder will ask his subsidiaries to contribute part of their profits or dividends to the corporate Waqf on a regular basis. In addition, calling other Waqf holders such as individuals, companies, institutions to contribute cash Waqf to this association Waqf institution, and the associated Waqf institution to the trustee to manage and invest the accumulated cash Waqf from the different contributors, and the revenue generated is then channeled to the specific project and operational expenses have been deducted. And this type of model is practiced in Malaysia, Turkey, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. And there is an example of Waqf and Noor Corporation, Berhad. There is an example where it is reported that in year 2020, the distribution of benefits from the welfare fund was about Malaysian ringgit of over 2 million ringgit. So there are different contribution categories like health, you have the within mosque, you have the general public orphans, the school and education system, and the special projects. Now then we have the Waqf Takaful model. So Takaful operator donates a seed fund, will first create the Waqf fund for a Waqf donation, and then the participants will contribute to the Waqf fund based on the tabarruk. Ultimately, the Waqf fund will be utilized to help and assist participants who are in need, whereby all payments are paid to the Waqf fund. One of the main challenges faced in this type of Waqf Takaful model is to ensure that there are sufficient funds available in the Waqf fund. So there is an article written by Jailani, proposed an improvised Waqf Takaful model that could be adopted in Malaysia, and the modus operandi is shown into my screen. I'm going to share my presentation later with the benefit more by going through it. Then we have the example of cash Waqf being sukuk. The cash Waqf being sukuk is a form of social investment in Indonesia. While Waqf money collected by Badan Waqf Indonesia is donated to DNI Sharia and Bank Muhammad Indonesia financial institution. Recipient of Waqf money will be managed and placed in state sukuk instruments or SDSN, State Sharia Securities issued by the Ministry of Finance. This cash out of sukuk involves 5 different stakeholders, namely Bank Indonesia as an accelerator in encouraging the implementation of cash Waqf and sukuk, and the custodian bank, and BW as the regulator, leader, and Nazir who manages CWLS, Ministry of Finance as LBS and issuer, and fund manager in the real sector, and Nazir, the Waqf productive as a BW partner to raise this Waqf fund. Then we also have the example of cash Waqf deposit product, and that is being used by the Islamic banks in Bangladesh. And this model was developed by late Professor Abdul Mannan in 1997, and it has been practiced in Social Investment Bank and later in many different Islamic banks, including Islamic Bangladesh Now, the founder, the modus operandi goes like this. The founder deposits cash part of the cash part of this amount account in the Social Investment Bank Limited or the Islamic Bank fund with many other banks that is following this tradition. Now, before depositing the money, contributors are provided with a list of beneficiaries from which they can select, or the donor can specify his own beneficiaries. The bank acts as a trustee to collect and invest the cash part based on the Modaraba contract. And the revenue generated from the investment is the channel to the state beneficiaries. And there are 32 different purposes for which this cash part fund has been used in Bangladesh. For example, family empowerment, athletic poor, rehabilitation of handicapped, rehabilitation of beggars, rehabilitation of destitute women, and of course, athlete, urban, slum dwellers. Then we have this example of my Waqf initiative. So it's a Waqf structure. So here, that has been developed in Indonesia, crowdfunding based Waqf platform, Waqf Asana crowdfunding platform, has been shown the success of cash Waqf research platform since 2017 to July 2019. So this is actually started in Malaysia. There are a number of banks, Bank Rakyat, ARTB, Bank Islam, Bank, Bank Muamalat, and Bank. And through the collaboration with state religious council, they started government management company. So they have the Waqf fund account, and they collect this bank collectively donate fund to this Waqf main item, and they Waqf fund, and this Waqf fund is being invested into the capital market money like different parts, and then the manfa or the proceeds of this fund is being distributed for specific purposes. So how the way it works, they choose the project would be from 4 different sectors in the education, economic empowerment, health and investment. All participants, the bank will list one project for a strategic collaboration, and the new projects may be added from time to time. And they will choose a method of payment. There are various methods of payment available, such as Pay, internet biller, ATM transfer. They will make a donation. When the donator has decided on which project to donate, the contribution can be transferred to the dedicated project account, and utilization of the fund, the joint management committee which organized by the State Council and the set of banks that I mentioned, is a committee established between the lead bank and the assets partner, and the work of collection and progress of the project. The donors can keep back on the development while they can track the development of the project from time to time from the My Waqf portal. So it is original seed money given by this bank in conjunction with the state religious council, and the people can contribute to My Waqf initiative. Then, as I said, we have an example of EIPF in Bahrain, where the Waqf fund is created at the Central Bank of Bahrain. The Islamic Financial Institution of Bahrain made a one-time contribution to the Waqf fund, and the fund is invested in Islamic money market institute. Investment profits are used to sponsor Islamic finance and education related initiatives in Bahrain. So the aim takes form into 3 aspects. First, to provide Islamic finance educational program, to give Islamic finance training, for Islamic finance from Turkey's standpoint. As an example of the first aim, providing Islamic finance education program, the Waqf Fund's primary initiative was the provision of scholarship for eligibility to pursue a 9-month postgraduate diploma program